Stop. Whatever you are doing right now, just stop. If you are about to yell at your kid for leaving their shoes in the middle of the hallway, or if you're rehearsing a lecture about their grades for the 10th time today, I want you to take a breath. You are likely falling into a trap that 90% of parents in America are stuck in right now. You are trying to fix the behavior before you fix the bond. You are correcting before you are connecting. And research shows that when you do that, you aren't just failing to change the behavior. You are actually wiring your child's brain to resist you. It sounds harsh, but in places like Denmark or the high-connection communities in Japan, they do the exact opposite. They prioritize the emotional safety of the child first, and they see significantly lower rates of anxiety and much higher cooperation. Today, we are going to dive into the exact science of why connection before correction is the only way to parent if you want a child who actually listens. Let's look at the reality of the American household. Statistics show that nearly 85% of parents believe that stern discipline is the only way to prevent a child from becoming entitled. But here is the scary part. Only about 15% of those parents realize that this approach actually triggers a fight or flight response in the child's brain. When that happens, the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for logic and learning, literally shuts down. You might be speaking, but they physically cannot hear you. Imagine this. You're in your kitchen in Chicago, it's a Tuesday morning, it's freezing outside, and you're already late for work. Your 7-year-old knocks over a full glass of orange juice for the 3rd time this week. You snap. You say, "Why are you so clumsy? Go get a towel and clean it up right now. You're not getting any screen time today." What happens next? The child cries, they stomp, they half-heartedly wipe the floor, and they spend the rest of the morning resentful. You didn't teach them to be careful. You taught them that your love is conditional on their coordination. Or think about a teenager in Los Angeles, stuck in that brutal traffic on the way back from soccer practice. They've been quiet, moody. You say, "You need to fix your attitude or you're not going to the party Friday." Result? They put their headphones on and shut you out for the next 3 days. These situations are common, but they are toxic. When we lead with correction, we create a me versus you dynamic. We are essentially telling our kids, "I am your judge, not your guide." Over time, this creates adults who struggle with self-worth, who hide their mistakes because they fear judgment, and who have zero internalized discipline. They only behave when someone is watching. Why is this so critical? Because right now, between the ages of 0 and 18, your child is in the golden window of neuroplasticity. Their brain is literally a sponge for how relationships work. When you correct without connecting, you are flooding their system with cortisol, the stress hormone. Cortisol kills creativity and empathy. But when you connect first, you release oxytocin. This is the bonding hormone. It acts like a bridge, allowing your instructions to actually travel into their brain and stick. Think of it like this. Connection is the engine of the car. Correction is the steering wheel. You can turn that wheel all you want, but if the engine isn't running, you aren't going anywhere. You're just jerking a heavy piece of machinery around in a driveway. Missing this opportunity to connect means that by the time they hit those rebellious teen years, you will have no influence left. You will have control, but zero influence. And as any parent of a 16-year-old will tell you, control is an illusion. Influence is the only real currency you have. So, what is the exclusive solution? In top-tier developmental psychology, we call it the regulate, relate, reason method. It was popularized by Dr. Bruce Perry, and it is the gold standard for trauma-informed parenting. The goal is simple. You must get the child's nervous system calm. Then you must make them feel felt. And only then do you bring in the logic. Let's compare. Group A parents say, "Stop hitting your brother. Go to your room." The child thinks, "Mom hates me. I'm a bad kid." Group B, the connection first parents, say, "Whoa, your hands are moving really fast. You look really frustrated. It's hard when he takes your toy, isn't it?" The child feels seen. Their heart rate drops. Then, and only then, the parent says, "I can't let you hit. We need to find a better way to ask for your toy back. Let's figure it out together." This works because of mirror neurons. If you come at a child with high energy and anger, their brain mirrors that anger. If you come at them with calm empathy, their brain eventually mirrors your calm. You are literally co-regulating their nervous system. In the long run, this doesn't make them soft. It makes them emotionally intelligent. It teaches them how to handle their own big feelings without exploding. The science here is undeniable. A 30-year study from the Harvard Center on the Developing Child followed thousands of families. They found that the single most accurate predictor of a child's future success, more than IQ, more than the zip code they grew up in, was the presence of at least one stable, responsive, and connected relationship with a parent or caregiver.
In Group A, where discipline was strictly corrective and punitive, kids had a 40% higher chance of developing conduct disorders by age 15. In Group B, the connection-first group, kids showed vastly higher executive function. They could solve their own problems. They didn't need a parent hovering over them because they had internalized the values of the home. Dr. Becky Kennedy, a clinical psychologist and author of Good Inside, says it best. Your child is not a bad kid doing bad things. They are a good kid having a hard time. When we believe they are good inside, our connection becomes natural. We stop seeing them as an enemy to be conquered and start seeing them as a student to be taught. Sarah, a mom from Seattle, recently shared her story. She used to spend 2 hours every night screaming at her son to do homework. She switched to the connection-first approach. Instead of "do your math," she started with, "Hey, I can see you're exhausted from soccer. This math looks really boring. Do you want 5 minutes of cuddles before we tackle the first 3 problems?" Within 2 weeks, the power struggles vanished. He started doing his homework because he felt supported, not policed. Now, let's get into the how. How do you actually do this? You need a mindset shift. The old belief was, I need to make my kid feel bad so they learn a lesson. The new belief is, my kid needs to feel safe so they can learn. This isn't a weekend fix, it's a 4-week transformation. Week 1 is the pause. Your only goal this week is to stop the reactive yelling. When your kid messes up, just be quiet for 5 seconds. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Most parents react within 0.5 seconds. By waiting, you are showing your brain that this is not an emergency. You'll feel uncomfortable. You'll feel like you're letting them get away with it. You aren't. You're just getting your own brain online. Week 2 is the physical bridge. Before you say a word of correction, get on their level. If they are on the floor, you get on the floor. If they are sitting, you sit. Look them in the eye, but with soft eyes. Use the formula, I see, and I'm here. For example, I see you're really mad that we have to leave the park. I'm right here. Don't add, but we have to go yet. Just let the connection land. You'll see their shoulders drop. That's the oxytocin kicking in. Week 3 is validation. This is where you name the feeling. It makes sense that you're sad. It makes sense that you're frustrated. Parents often fear that validating a feeling is the same as validating a behavior. It isn't. You can validate that they are angry while still holding the boundary that they cannot hit. When a child feels their emotion is logical to you, they don't have to scream louder to prove it. Week 4 is collaborative problem solving. Instead of giving the answer, ask. We have a problem. You want to keep playing. And I need to get dinner started so we aren't late for bed. What should we do? You will be shocked at how creative kids are when they feel like partners instead of subjects. They might say, "Can I bring one toy to the kitchen?" Boom, problem solved. No yelling, no drama. Let's look at how this integrates into your daily life. It's 7 a.m., the morning rush in a busy suburb. Your child refuses to put on their shoes. Old way. Put your shoes on now or we're leaving without you. New way. Hey, you're having a slow morning, aren't you? Me too. My bed was so warm. Do you want to be the shoe boss and pick which pair I wear today while you put yours on? It's 6 p.m., dinner time. They hate the broccoli. It's 9 p.m., bedtime. They keep coming out of their room. Do you see the pattern? In every new way example, the connection came first. The child felt heard, they felt respected, and suddenly, the problem became a puzzle for you to solve together. Remember, the majority of behavioral issues are actually connection issues. A child who feels deeply connected to their parent has a biological drive to please that parent. A child who feels disconnected has a biological drive to protect themselves from that parent. Start today. The very next time your child does something that triggers you, I want you to walk over, put a hand on their shoulder, and just say, "I can see this is hard for you. I'm on your team." Watch their face. Watch the tension melt away. You aren't losing your power. You are gaining the only power that matters, the power of a lasting, loving, and respectful relationship. If you found this helpful, please share this with another parent who might be struggling today. We're all in this together. See you in the next episode.